Okay, these are the instructions for how to create the Cygneture bracelet. So you are going to get, if you get the pre-cut string, you're gonna have 2 long pieces of alternating colors and a short piece in the middle, and those will either be red or white. So you're gonna start by laying out your bracelet. You can either use tape to stick it somewhere, or there's also small safety pins. And you are going to take your white string. Oh, the other supplies that you'll need are 3 beads, 2 S's, and an A. So we're going to be creating what's called a box knot. So you're going to start by creating a 4 with your white string. So that lays over top of your middle string. Then you're going to pick up your red string and bring that over top of the long white string. And then you're going to pick this whole thing up and bring the red string through the hole on the other side. And then you are going to pull that tight. You might have to pull down on your middle thread to get it nice and tight. Okay, so that's one knot done. Now we're going to always start with the same color. So if you started with white, you're gonna, even though it's on the other side now, you're going to start again with white. So again, we've laid it over, we've made our backwards 4. Then the red string is coming over here and then going up through the hole. And you're gonna pull everything tight. The tighter you pull it, the more tidy it's gonna look. Okay, so we start with white again, create our 4, bring that red string over and up through the hole, pulling tight. It's going to give you the angle from up above just so you can see it a little more easily. So again, we're going to make the 4 with that long string going on top. The red string is going to come down over top of the white. We're going to pick up where they cross over and pull that red string through. And then we're going to pull it nice and tight. Okay, same thing on this side, backwards 4, bring that red string over top and pass it all the way underneath everything, pull it through and pull it tight. Okay, we'll do just a couple more, starting always with the white. Make that 4, pass the red string over and then under. Okay, last one. Make that 4, bring the red string over and bring it through the hole and pull it tight. You are going to keep going with that until you get to the about halfway. So you want your beads to be centered. So one way that you can do this is by measuring if the string is halfway through the underside of your wrist. When it gets to be about almost halfway to the upper side of your wrist, that's when you start adding your beads. Okay, so for this one, just for the sake of time, I'm going to start adding my beads early. So I'm going to start with an S and string it on just onto my center string, and then I'm going to do 2 knots. So again, starting with my white and looping my red underneath. So that's 1 knot and then a second knot. Okay, so pull those tight. The beads might twist around a little bit, but once they're laying on your wrist, they will lay flat. And then we're going to add our second bead. So we're adding our A now. Slide that up, and then again, starting with our white, we're going to do 2 knots. So there we go, our red is over top. It's going to come through the hole. And a second knot. held nice and tight. And then you can move on to adding your third bead. Okay, there we go. Okay, so after you have all 3 beads on, and of course, you know, on yours, on this side, it's gonna be a lot longer, you're just gonna continue working until your bracelet is the right length. Okay, so one last thing to note is that if you step away from your bracelet and you forget which side you're working on, because you'll see it's reversible and you can work on either side, one thing you'll have to do is just look at what is the middle color. So you see we have one color on the outside and one color in the middle. So whichever color is in the middle is the one that you're going to use first. So for example, here I'm going to be using the red string to start this time because red is my middle color. So we put red over, create the 4 with the red. This bracelet's not tied down, so it's a little more challenging. And pull it tight, and you see that's gonna carry on the pattern. So again, we'll start with the red and pull it through. So as a reminder, if you're not sure which color to go with, which side you're working on, whichever color is in the center, that's the one you're going to use first to create your 4 or your backwards 4. Okay? Okay, so I've done a bit more of a few more knots there. And when you get to the point where your bracelet is the right length, so here's another example, and this one is about the length for my wrist, then you're going to take the 3 strings at the end and you're going to braid them. So just a simple braid, you probably want to do that for about an inch or an inch and a half. And at the end of the braid, I'm not going to actually do the full braid here, but at the end of the braid, you're going to tie it in just a regular knot. Okay, to hold it all together. And then you can obviously cut off the extra string there. You can use clear nail polish in order to keep the strings from fraying. And then, so this is another sample. Everything looks a little bit different on this one because it was one of my early examples, but so you're gonna have this braided string at the end, and then you can put that through the loop and put it on your wrist, and then get somebody to help you with this part, basically. Put the braided part through the loop and then knot it, and then you will have your signature bracelet.